Hello and welcome inside our Oklahoman studio for another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. Of course, with the rest of the broadcast team on the road, Mike Steele joining me in studio today, and we've got so much to talk about. The All-Star break wrapping up. We have the next stretch coming forward, but I think the first line of business has to be the trades. A big thing for the Thunder this week. We will say goodbye to Jeff Green and Nenad Krstić. They are headed to Boston, and in return, Nate Robinson and Kendrick Perkins. What do you think?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about the Thunder wanting to get better in the interior post defensively, and they may have the best interior post defender in the NBA in Kendrick Perkins. He's immovable in there. He's a great defender position-wise, great rebounder. The Thunder was looking for somebody with a presence just like that. He might be the best in the league at that. Okay, the second trade of the day. Morris Peterson and DJ White headed to Charlotte. In return, Nazi Muhammad, another big man. 6'11", he's been in the league for a long time. He's a veteran, he's a leader, and he is a guy, again, that takes up a lot of space in the paint. So, you know, the Thunder certainly has gotten bigger and better on the interior defensively with the addition of Perkins and Muhammad.
I think what's interesting about this is when you hear General Manager Sam Presti talk, he is always talking about pieces and pieces to the puzzle. And for this instance, you're looking at some big guys coming in, beefing up the paint maybe a little bit, but it's always about the bigger picture. And when you look, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, the leaders of this team, staying put and certainly will be around to help the other guys.
Well, as you know, it's all about team in Oklahoma City, but there's no doubt that Kevin and Russell are special players. They're surrounded by other really good players as well, but there's a lot of horse trading that goes on around the trade deadline, and sometimes you've got to make sure and look and see what's out there available to you, and Sam Presti's track record is phenomenal when he makes deals like this.
Definitely some interesting moves, and Vice President and General Manager Sam Presti addressed the changes in the roster.
Change is never easy, and we understand that. In terms of going forward, you know, our expectations for ourselves, our expectations for the team remain the same for us. You know, we want to continue to try to improve the team. We want to continue to try to build on the identity that we're trying to create here. And we think that these players can help us do that. I think we've got more physical. I think that, you know, we, as a whole now, I mean, we're a little bit bigger than we were previously, but we also maintain versatility on the roster, and that's one of the things that I think we value with our rosters, you know, having guys that can play some different positions. So having that versatility is, you know, one of the reasons why we can look at a deal like this.
So some new faces in Thunder uniforms, but endless possibilities for Coach Scott Brooks. And it was an exciting and jam-packed All-Star weekend for Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, and James Harden. The Thunder 4 took LA by storm, representing the organization and city in every possible All-Star event, including the main showdown, a star-studded 60th NBA All-Star Game.
Oh, fun, man. Exciting to be here and enjoying the time with these guys and just having a fun time. Shoot around before the game, my tight shirt. We're going to bring this back. Tight, isn't it? We're going to bring this back to OKC.
Steal by Durant. James is back. Here's Durant. The tomahawk by Kevin Durant. And they are on the floor at the same time. Oh, Westbrook with the slam.
His athleticism is just awe-inspiring. Got the jitters out first couple of plays, and it was fun.
A little show put on by UCLA's Russell Westbrook.
Going out there and having fun. Just playing his game, and at the same time, you still want to play hard and you know, play the game the right way.
It's a 10-point lead for the West. Here is Durant with a long three.
Just being in the game in the fourth quarter, helping my team win. You know, that was probably the funnest part. I'm a basketball junkie, so just playing the game was fun for me, and just playing alongside these great players was good as well. So I didn't want it to end.
Durant knocks it down. He has quietly had a huge night.
I had fun. It was a great experience for me, and hopefully I can come back next year.
Durant from the elbow for three. Oh. He has 32 points, 12 scored here in the fourth, and suddenly there are several candidates in terms of the most valuable player.
Such a fun thing to be a part of, and of course the dunk contest, always a fan favorite and a highlight to the All-Star Weekend schedule. This year's show no different, a stellar lineup including the Thunder's very own Serge Ibaka.
Look at this. Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's great. I did enjoy it a lot, and for myself, and and it's a great experience.
I want to see what he got. Free throw. Oh, he's behind it. That's stronger than Dr. J didn't even do that. Oh, wow. Nor Michael Jordan.
I did it before when I was in Spain, the free throw line, so it's not my first time to do that.
He only got 45 points, though. Something's wrong here. See? Are you kidding me?
Hold on. Yo, Shorty, where you going? Come on. You lost? You lost something? What's wrong?
Oh, no. My toy's stuck in the hoop. Can you please go get it?
Oh, right there? Sure.
I was like, oh, he really did it. I think it was pretty amazing. I never seen someone bite while dunking a basketball.
He got it good. He got a 45. That's a very good dunk. Look at that.
He's a really cool guy, and he's humble.
So much creativity. We were waiting up to this, trying to find out what Serge was going to do as he led into this. I was so impressed. I was there. I wasn't the only one who stood up. You saw Eric Maynor and James Harden standing up and clapping. It was worth a clap or two, if you will. That was an impressive first dunk, and then the second dunk was just, it was fun to watch.
I love the creativity. I love Serge has surged into the consciousness of NBA fans everywhere now because of that. And that first dunk, I'll say it, he should file a police report in LA because he got robbed. No doubt about it. If you take a look at the video again, and I wish they had the replay in the game, here's Dr. J in the ABA All-Star Game, clearly over the free throw line. Everybody thought that was incredible. And then you're going to see Michael Jordan here. He's just over the line. Serge Ibaka was clearly behind the line on his dunk, and Jordan, everybody feels like is the greatest player of all time. But Serge Ibaka should have gotten more points. Look at him right there, but clearly behind the line. I thought it was a great dunk. And the second dunk, a lot of creativity, and you got a little rumble in the second dunk too. But there again, clearly behind the line.
I loved it. I think something that may have, you look at the dunks and it's like Blake Griffin had the 360, and you look at that maybe at first glance and you think, oh, that's kind of plain and simple. Yeah. But if you think of the athleticism and just the talent it takes to be able to take off behind the free throw line and make that dunk, it's so much more impressive.
Yeah, and the judges, again, they have to flash the cards really quickly and get the scores up. There's no like after further review deal, because if there were would have been, I think Serge would have gotten a higher score and deserved one.
Well, talking to him afterwards, he had a fun time, and he said, you know, I'd love to be a part of it again, maybe.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
You have that young nucleus of a team that's growing and going to get better and better and stay together. And the passion they have not only for the game, but also for Oklahoma City.
Welcome back. While the NBA's current stars were gathered in LA, a list of the league's former greats was being pared down. The Basketball Hall of Fame recently announced this year's finalists, and on that list was Thunder assistant Maurice Cheeks. Coach Cheeks played 15 seasons in the league and was a 4-time All-Star and was named to the NBA's All-Defensive Team 5 times. And for more on Mo's career, we turn to Matt Pinto and Grant Long.
Well, Kelly, Maurice Cheeks is an interesting, I think, case study when we talk about the Hall of Fame. And it's not just Grant, his outstanding play, 5th all-time in steals, a 4-time All-Star, a guy that really established a defensive frame of mind at that point guard position. But he was an outstanding head coach in Portland and Philadelphia as well.
Well, the thing that you talk about with Maurice Cheeks, the thing that keeps a lot of players out, do they have the championship ring? Yes, Maurice Cheeks has that. And you talk about the team that he played on. It had some Hall of Famers there, and Moses Malone and Dr. J. He was an integral part of them winning a championship. I think he gets in.
I'm going to suggest he might be the best on-ball defender in the history of the game. Dennis Johnson was really good, but Maurice Cheeks is right there, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. The way he could swipe the ball with a one-on-one defender. You don't see that a whole lot in the NBA today, where one-on-one and the open court guys are able to swipe the ball, but Maurice Cheeks one of the best at doing that.
We wondered if we would ever see Carmelo Anthony actually leave Denver. The melodrama is now over, thankfully. He is a New York Knick. How does it impact, first of all, the East and then the West, right?
Well, my feeling about the East, I think him going to the New York Knicks, yes, it's going to eventually pan out for that club. But I think right now, and I've always said this about Carmelo, I don't think he's in the shape to play that up and down style of basketball that Mike D'Antoni employs. I think he will round into shape. And the last thing, this team has to somehow learn how to play defense. In the history of Mike D'Antoni's coaching, his teams have never been known for their defense. If they're going to win, it can't only be on the offensive end.
It's frequently said the team that gets the best player in a trade wins the trade. Clearly the Knicks did that. How did Denver come out of this?
Well, I think Denver came out of it pretty good. They were going to, or they had to do this, or they were going to lose Carmelo Anthony in the end for nothing. So you have to get something for this guy of that caliber. And I think they went out and did the best job they could. They were able to get some salary cap relief, obviously, by turning over Carmelo Anthony. They're going to make some room to bring in some other players and possibly start the rebuilding process.
I'm just not sure I got my roster for Carmelo Anthony. He won in college, but as an NBA player, has gotten to the second round of the playoffs one time. Kelly?
Thanks a lot, guys. There were some interesting dynamics for sure. There were numerous basketball experts and analysts in attendance this weekend at the All-Star festivities, one of which was TNT's Craig Sager, who's covered a couple of Thunder games in the Oklahoma City arena. And Sager sat down with the Thunder's All-Stars and then joined us to talk about the special nature of Thunder basketball. Greg, you've been to Oklahoma City. You've been to the Oklahoma City arena. What impresses you the most about the time you've spent with them?
I think it's the fact that you have that young nucleus of a team that's growing and going to get better and better and stay together. And the passion they have not only for the game, but also for Oklahoma City. You know, all the stuff we had last year with LeBron, is he going to leave Cleveland, is he not? And Kevin Durant just says, I'm staying, and does a little Twitter. I think it's just a tremendous franchise. It's great to go to games there. I have more fun going to that arena than anywhere in the NBA right now. And I just hope that they keep growing and keep developing, and I think you have really something special. They're focused more on the team. And, you know, you talked to Kevin Durant about, I said, you know, how have you, grown as a player? You know, it's third year you've been an All-Star, 46 points in the rookie-sophomore game, last couple of years as an All-Star. How have you grown? He goes, well, I got great teammates that make me better, and he gives credit to Russell Westbrook. I mean, it's a tremendous thing. I hope it doesn't change. I hope success doesn't ruin them, and I hope to see you there for years and years in the playoffs.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Is it fun to do with a different group of guys? I know you get to get out in the community a lot, but this time with a few different faces.
Oh, definitely. Get to meet, different guys and see how they're off the floor, and, everybody's good and get along well. So.
Welcome back, everyone. The Thunder and the NBA's commitment to supporting their communities is an important part of the league's identity. And over the All-Star weekend, Katie and Russell continued that effort as part of the NBA's Day of Service. Oh, you got to see Russell a little bit back here when he was working in the garden. Kind of funny, these guys don't do this kind of stuff every day.
No, I think he confessed that this was his first time actually shoveling.
Never done it. I mean, I never really dug. I maybe planted a few things, but not really got a big hole.
As a young guy, he probably, didn't do a lot of major yard work in his youth, but he has time for that later on.
Oh, but I just do the side. At the barbershop, when you get your hair cut, I'm gonna just scrape the side.
It was actually great to see both Russell and Kevin here working and getting involved in the community, because it's part of the wider NBA message to give back.
I never painted before. Never.
This is a pretty cool event. I mean, you guys get to do this stuff a lot, but different faces with you today.
Oh yeah, everybody was out here. It shows that we all care. See all these All-Stars out here, paint on their hands, dirt on their feet. So, they're giving it up for the less fortunate, I guess. And it's always fun to come out here with these guys.
Is it fun to do with a different group of guys? I know you get to get out in the community a lot, but this time with a few different faces.
Oh, definitely. Get to meet, different guys and see how they're off the floor, and, everybody's good and get along well. So,
much tougher than practice.
Is this harder than practice?
Nah, not quite. but get a nice lift in. So.
That was a really cool thing to see, with all of those guys working together and having fun with one another. Of course, All-Star Weekend also provides an opportunity to showcase players and coaches that are working hard to reach the NBA ranks. And there's no better example of that than the Tulsa 66ers, a number of which were represented in this year's D-League All-Star Game. Well, what did did you think of the whole experience, getting to coach and everything?
Yeah, I think it was a great experience just to represent Tulsa and Oklahoma City. You know, I think we're trying to do things the right way there, and the reason Coach Oz and Tony and I were here is because of our guys and the way they've committed to being a good team and playing together. And so it was a lot of fun to be here.
This was your first All-Star game, right? What did you think about it?
Oh, it was great. A lot of athletes. The fans were great. LA was great. It's a great experience.
Just describe getting to work with so many players that you don't see on a daily basis. It had to be entertaining.
Well, yeah, you get to see their talent level up close, and most of all, you get to know them personally. You know, it's a good opportunity to get to know these guys.
Did you have fun out there? That's the biggest thing, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta have fun. You gotta enjoy yourself. You know, being an All-Star is a very good privilege, and if you don't enjoy yourself, something's wrong with you.
Larry played great. You know, he kind of did everything that we've asked him, shared the basketball, played defense, and you know, we're trying to do the thing the right way, just like they are in Oklahoma City.
This season, the NBA found a creative way to promote the league by tracking down old video of some of the league's stars, including Kevin Durant, in their early years. All-Star Weekend provided the stage for an introduction of two people that on TV appeared to have already met, but in reality were meeting for the first time.
Kevin Durant, Oklahoma City Thunder. You've never heard of them, huh?
It was right after study hall. I remember that day, actually, and we were just joking around. It's footage from me in high school, but that guy wasn't there.
You're going to play with some of the best young players in the world.
It's hard to believe when you watch the interaction, but Kevin and Dee Thompson, the coach from this commercial, had never met face-to-face. Not until All-Star Weekend.
I did a commercial, man.
Yeah.
Can I get a picture?
Oh, yeah, that is. What's up, man? Yeah, we are, man. I knew you looked familiar. Yeah, I need to take a picture with him, man.
That's my real son.
Yeah, that's my other coach right here. I was shocked when I met him. I didn't recognize him firsthand, but I looked at him again. He looked familiar, so it was cool to meet him.
This is the right time, the right moment with the NBA All-Star Weekend. You know, I'm here in Los Angeles, and I'm just grateful that I had a chance to meet Kevin Durant. Like Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka.
And ironically, this commercial actually plays out a premonition of Kevin's.
But I had a dream about something like that. You know, it wasn't an exact thing, but I had a dream about something like that, and it was cool they brought that to life. So
just a wonderful commercial, and we had a lot of fun shooting it. You know, it was one of those things, and I got picked as a man, you know, to do the commercial, and it's awesome. It's on YouTube. You know, it's blowing up on YouTube. It's everywhere. Yeah. So it's a real blessing.
A lot of people been giving me some good reviews.
I know those names mean nothing to you now, but they will.
Just one of those days we're about to go into practice, and it was pretty cool how they put everything together.
And actually putting a piece like this together, not as complicated as you might think. It actually happens every night in the local weathercasts, and all it takes is a green screen, like the one behind me, to make someone look like they're someplace when they're actually not. A pretty cool thing and a pretty cool commercial, right, Steely?
I like it. I love those ads. Kelly Kroll, Oklahoma City Thunder. One day you'll work with Brian Davis and Grant Long.
An instant classic team and an instant classic commercial that I know we're all really enjoying.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Much about the Thunder? You mean the element, the weather, or the team in Oklahoma City?
Welcome back. Well, if you're looking to experience the excitement of Thunder basketball, season tickets for the 2011-2012 year are on sale now. Contact a personal accountant representative today at 405-208-HOOP to learn about seating options and the benefits of being a season ticket member. Locations are limited, so act now. As the excitement of the Thunder season continues to grow, the Oklahoma City organization is working to keep fans connected with the team through Facebook.com/ThunderFans and Twitter.com/OKC Thunder. If you weren't connected over the All-Star Weekend, you might have missed a lineup of celebrities talking Thunder basketball.
Oh man, you know, you guys got a great pickup, man. We've got a great young team.
Much about the Thunder? You mean the element, the weather, or the team in Oklahoma City?
I don't follow it as much as a lot of my friends do, but the most I know is a lot through NBA 2K11 on Xbox. And Oklahoma City is my team.
Hey, what do you like about the NBA? That it's a game, like life.
The success of the team speaks for itself. I mean, I think they've become a model, if not the model, organization in the NBA in terms of how do you build a team and try to sustain young talent.
I must say, I'm not sure Steven Tyler passes the audition with his comment there. I like Aerosmith, but that was,
yeah, kind of weak. But I did like all the other stars, getting to see them out there talking about the Thunder. That was
Thunder
really cool.
is the young, hip team in the league, right?
I would have to agree with that. And you can, of course, follow them speaking of being young and hip, on Facebook, on Twitter, and as always, the updates on thunder.nba.com. And one more thing.
You don't want to forget your Thunder flags, Kelly. They're at Homeland right now. It's time to start waving those.
That's right.
It's getting windy outside. These things will look great on your car.
Perfect way to support the team here in that final stretch. Well, thank you so much for being here. It was fun, and thank you guys for being here with us on another edition of Thunder Insider presented by Integris Health. We'll see you again next week with more on Thunder basketball.